Hey, who's this guy?
What's your name, big fella?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at questions from the Inside Out franchise that eventually got answered. Naturally, there will be a few spoilers.
Did you guys pick up on that?
Sure did.
Something's wrong.
Should we ask her?
Let's probe, but keep it subtle.
Number 10. Are there other areas of Riley's mind? The first film took us on an internal odyssey, from the razzle-dazzle of dream productions to the fathoms of the memory dump. While joy and sadness covered a lot of ground, they only scratched the surface.
Wait, Joy, you could get lost in there.
Think positive.
Okay, I'm positive you will get lost in there. That's long-term memory, an endless warren of corridors and shelves. I read about it in the manuals.
Much like a city, Riley's mind is constantly evolving, tearing down old structures to make way for new ones. The most prominent locale introduced in the sequel is the basement of headquarters, where Riley develops her belief system and sense of self. The emotions are later locked away in the memory vault, where they encounter Bluefy, Pouchy, and Lance Slashblade.
We were all banished here, deemed unfit, worthless.
Don't you dare say that! You do not deserve to be thrown away!
Other locations echo natural landmarks, such as the stream of consciousness and the sarcasm. Imagination Land is limitless, and so is the rest of Riley's mind.
Medals, ribbons, everyone's a winner! I won first place!
Me too!
Number 9. Does Riley make new friends in San Francisco? Inside Out concludes with Riley accepting San Francisco as her new home. As she plays hockey, Joy mentions that Riley's made new friends, but we aren't given much insight beyond that. Inside Out 2 introduces Bree and Grace, the latter of whom embarrasses herself during a school presentation.
Cool kids whispering at 3 o'clock.
Did you see that look? They're judging us!
Riley can relate to this, helping Grace along with Bree. Thus begins a beautiful friendship that's jeopardized when Bree and Grace tell Riley that they're going to a different high school. Although not the same as moving to another state, it's still a long distance.
But we need new friends or we'll be totally alone in high school. Out with the old, in with the new.
Throughout the film, we see Riley struggle to juggle old friendships while trying to form new ones. In the end, Riley strikes a balance with her friends and within herself. Number 8. Will the personality islands continue to change? While Inside Out builds to a joyful resolution, it doesn't revert everything to the status quo. Riley's personality islands change, while additional ones crop up.
I like Tragic Vampire Romance Island.
Fashion Island? Everyone shut up.
Boy Band Island. Hope that's just a phase.
At the beginning of Inside Out 2, some islands are still going strong like Goofball Island. Others have been phased out like Boy Band Island and Tragic Vampire Romance Island. We don't see any of the islands crumble in the sequel, but we learn that they can grow and shrink. Family Island, for instance, is now overshadowed by Friendship Island. It's firmly established that the islands will keep developing with Riley, reflecting her priorities with each passing year.
Hey, that's weird. Graham Cracker Castle used to be right here. I wonder why they moved it. Wow, that's... I would have sworn Sparkle Pony Mountain was right here. Hey, what's going on?
Number 7. Does Riley see the boy from the first movie again? At a hockey meet, Riley bumps into a boy later revealed to be named Jordan. We're given a glimpse into Jordan's inner panic, although Riley's feelings toward him are left open-ended.
Okay. Bye.
Their relationship is further explored in the short, Riley's First Date. The question mark in that title should be stressed as every character, especially Riley's parents, tries to decipher if this is indeed a date.
I know what you're doing here, Jordan. You don't think that I know what you know, but I know, you little punk.
He's not good enough for Riley. No one is!
Go back to jail!
In any case, Riley's dad does a 180 after finding out Jordan is into AC/DC. While Riley's self-conscious around Jordan, it's still unclear if she shares the same feelings. We're given confirmation in Inside Out 2, with Jordan prominently featured on Mount Crushmore, although this is his only appearance in the sequel.
Kid, what you looking at?
Probably your dumb hat.
Number 6. How will puberty impact Riley?
Guys, what's puberty? I don't know. It's probably not important.
Unlike Riley's emotions, the audience, or at least the older crowd, knows what puberty means. We still weren't entirely sure what the red button on the control panel would do. As Riley turns 13 in the sequel, we see her go through physical changes. Riley outgrows her rainbow shirt and gets a pimple, but this isn't what triggers the puberty alarm. It sounds off in the middle of the night, with puberty hitting Riley like a literal wrecking ball.
Okay, let's clear it all out. It's demo day!
Although this happens in a flash, puberty isn't an overnight process. The demolition crew leaves much incomplete, with the emotions needing to navigate around the mess. Speaking of emotions, Riley's mind suddenly gets more crowded, which is what officially commences puberty.
Oh, I'm sorry. We wanted to make such a good first impression.
What do you mean, we?
Number 5. Can joy express other emotions?
Sadness. Mom and Dad, the team, they came to help because of sadness.
Joy had an emotional breakthrough when she realized the importance of sadness, igniting the waterworks. Some felt like this was out of character, but it demonstrates why joy and sadness are closer than we assume. Sometimes we feel better after a good cry, and even when coping with loss, we can take joy in knowing that something so beautiful can move us to tears.
Crying helps me slow down and obsess over the weight of life's problems.
If Joy can experience sadness, we wondered if she could convey other emotions. Inside Out 2 finds Joy at another low point. This amounts to an angry outburst and more tears, earning sympathy from fear, disgust, and even anger. It goes to show that happiness isn't necessarily being positive all the time. To be truly joyful, you need to share every feeling.
Sadness, it's up to you.
Me?
Sadness? Sadness?
I can't, Joy.
Yes, you can. Riley needs you.
Number 4. Do the emotions have complete control over Riley?
Come on, Riley. Get it together. Come on, Riley. Get it together. I'm not good enough.
It's been argued that since the emotions have so much authority over what Riley does, she isn't responsible for her own actions. Although emotions are integral to decision-making, Inside Out 2 gives Riley more independence.
She really wants to make the varsity team, to set up herself to make new friends in high school, and she's putting more and more pressure on herself.
Anxiety attempts to take over headquarters, which inevitably results in Riley spinning out of control. Even after Joy calms anxiety down and returns Riley's sense of self, her panic attack continues. It dawns on Joy that for Riley to become well-adjusted, they can't control her sense of self. Riley needs to develop another sense of self that isn't so black and white. The emotions will always be there to guide her, but only Riley can determine who she is, who she wants to be, and how she views herself.
I'm the worst! Well, that's a preview of the next 10 years.
Number 3. What's Riley's deep, dark secret? Working on the original Inside Out, the filmmakers thought about including a vault where Riley stores her secrets. The idea didn't make the cut, but it was revisited in the next movie.
We are suppressed emotions!
When the emotions are locked in the memory vault, they encounter Riley's deep, dark secret. Interestingly, this looming figure bears a resemblance to the titular Dark from Netflix's 2024 release Orion and the Dark, a character voiced by Paul Walter Hauser, who also lends his talents to Inside Out 2's embarrassment. Unlike that more outgoing Netflix character, though, Dark Secret is not ready to face the outside world, opting to stay in the vault after assisting in the jailbreak. Those who remained after the credits were rewarded with the Dark Secret dropping the bombshell he's been bottling up. Riley burned a hole in the rug. While nothing earth-shattering, it is hilariously anticlimactic and relatable for any kid who ever felt enormous guilt over something relatively small.
I was the same way, remember? He's just afraid.
Yeah. I know what it's like to be afraid too.
Number 2. Does Joy remember Bing Bong? Bing Bong makes the ultimate sacrifice for Riley, fading into the memory dump. Riley might not remember her imaginary friend, but does Joy? One might assume that Joy also forgot about Bing Bong, as she doesn't mention him in Inside Out 2. A subtle Easter egg suggests that Bing Bong is still on Joy's mind, however.
I know you.
No, you don't. I get that a lot. I look like a lot of people.
No, I do. Bing Bong!
As Joy sleeps one night, a figure resembling the familiar pink pal can be spotted. According to production designer Jason Deemer, quote, "Everyone wanted to bring back Bing Bong.
These facts and opinions look so similar.
Don't worry about it. Happens all the time.
Rather than undo the character's bittersweet fate, the crew found a compromise. Deemer confirmed, quote, "Joy hasn't forgotten Bing Bong, so Bing Bong is in Joy's cube, done in origami. Even when they completely forget something, it may be buried deep inside."
I'm okay now. Come on. The train station is this way.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Are there other emotions?
All right, here you go. Your new expanded console is up and running.
Cool, upgrade.
The folks at Pixar are aware that people have more than 5 emotions. Inside Out was going to acknowledge this with up to 27 emotions potentially being in the film. For the sake of simplicity, the filmmakers narrowed it down to 5. Since Riley was still growing, it seemed that there might be room for other emotions to enter the equation. Inside Out 2 delivers on this with the arrival of anxiety, envy, embarrassment, and ennui.
Ennui. It's what you would call the boredom.
Well, come on up here. Onward. Am I saying right? Onward. No. Oh, nicknames. I'm gonna call you Wee Wee.
No.
Nostalgia drops by as well, although as the other emotions tell her, she's a few years too early. This implies that even more emotions are waiting in the wings. It's also established that grown-ups aren't limited to 5 emotions, although some don't pop up as frequently as others.
She's never acted like this before. What should we do? We're gonna find out what's happening, but we'll need support.
What Inside Out questions do you still have? Let us know in the comments.
You take such good care of Riley.
Thanks, I try. Okay, let's do a sweep.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.